Well, hey, everybody. We're over here on a Wednesday night. We're halfway through the work week. Hope everybody is doing well. Hope you guys all had a great Wednesday. I had a good Wednesday. I got no complaints. Let's see who's in here. Say hi to some people. Hey, Sam. Hey, Allie. Hey, Tony. Hey, Cement Shoes. Hey, Dave G. Hey, Amelia. How you guys doing tonight? Good to see everybody. I have a little bit of the hiccups. Excuse me, pardon me. So, I just want to remind everybody that tonight we're going to go early because, oh, are those little ladybugs, Dave G? I love ladybugs. I got 2 of them tattooed on me. Anyway, sorry, that's not here. That's neither here nor there. I, wanted to make sure. Did I say hi, Amelia? Hi, Amelia, if I didn't. Um, we're early tonight because I want to go over to allegedly with Brittany J and support Molson Man presenting the Shandashir case. And I'm very excited about that. So tonight we have footage from inside Racey's coffee shop, and I'm given to understand that there's going to be like I mean, the video doesn't have audio to it apparently, but there is testimony and there is some narration. But I thought, it's been a minute since I've done something like just intentionally fun and funny. So I was thinking that whenever there isn't any audio, I'll tell you guys what they're saying. How about that? Like I actually know. I don't know what it is because I haven't watched it yet. So I don't know if I'll even have material to work with because I haven't watched. We'll see how it goes. I just wanted to keep it kind of light tonight because I wanted to make sure that we have a little fun and then we go over and support Molson Man, who's been so supportive of me. He's really supportive of a lot of people, but which I appreciate about him. But you know, he's been extra supportive of me, and you guys all have. So if it was any of you guys, I would be doing the exact same thing for you, because I don't want to like not do our thing, right? Oh, cripes, I can't find it. Um, I want to I want to do our thing, but at the same time, I want to support Molson Man. Here he is. Wait, hold on a minute. That doesn't look like what that does not look right. Give me just a second. I should have I don't like to I don't like to put everything. I don't like to set it all up because whenever I do that, I notice that while the YouTube the video I'm about to play is paused, it makes the trailer lag and it's annoying. So I don't want to do that. Okay, hold on. Like I now I see. Adjustive. Here he is. So I just want to make sure that we have plenty of time. And Mo said that we could. Hey, Kez Chick. Hey, Heather. Whatever. Good to see you. Good to see you. And we're all gonna see. Yeah, we're gonna see. Hey, Rubberhead. Good to see you guys. Just so you know, hey Tony Enlow, my I don't know if I said hi already. I'm all discombobulated. The chat on YouTube is all messed up. I don't know what's going on with it. It shows that there's nobody in here chatting, but whatever. Go ahead, YouTube. Do your thing. Obviously, I can see that there are people in the chat. The chat is moving. YouTube is a lie. So let's go ahead and get started, because I want to make sure we have plenty of time for me to and you guys to talk about whatever it is that we're about to see, whatever we see, as it were. Oh, don't get excited, YouTube. I totally didn't push play yet. Calm down. To deal with the little stuff. I don't. Oh, now it says 11. Okay. Yeah. So, hey, Crackling Rosie True Cry. I'm glad everybody is. All my familiars are here. Hey, Momo. Or is Momo even in here? I don't think I saw her. I saw the Momo. Okay, never mind. Hi, Momo, if you're listening. I hope you're listening. All right, so let's go ahead and get started, because obviously we're pressed for time. Mo said that I could play it faster, so we're brace yourselves. All right, we finna get lit. I'm putting it at 1.5. We'll see how it goes. Okay, if it's too fast, we'll get less lit. Okay? All right. Here we go.
Can you please state and spell your last name for the record?
Travis Mayer, M-A-Y-E-R.
What is your occupation?
I'm a field services sergeant for the Dunn County Sheriff's Office.
And how long have you been employed in law enforcement?
Approximately 18 years.
On the evening of March 23rd of 2018, do you recall being contacted related to a body being discovered in Dunn County?
Yes, I was contacted by Sergeant Day.
And what, if anything, were you assigned to do that day?
Initially to pick up scene lighting from the Sheriff's Office, and then we ended up having a briefing at the Sheriff's Office prior to going to the scene.
And what did you do with that scene lighting equipment?
Transported it down to the scene and dropped it off on the roadway area by the other squad cars.
Then what did you do?
I then went and did a canvass of the area looking at parking lots.
You're not late, Tony. We just started, babe. You're good.
Along the way that
thank you,
potentially
Ali
somebody could have stopped at. I was looking
79.
to see if anything was discarded along the way between Eau Claire and the scene.
And do you recall contacting a church located near County Highway E?
Yes, I contacted the pastor of the Amy Chapel Church and spoke to him about any vehicles that were in the parking lot, or if he had noticed anything out of the ordinary in the parking lot, or if there was any cameras facing towards County Highway E, and he told me that there was not.
And then did you check a DNR parking lot near County Highway E?
Yes, I did.
What did you
Hey,
determine
I've
when you looked
learned
at
a
that parking
lot.
lot?
Good to see you. Good
it
to
was
see all of
completely
you
snow-covered.
guys.
It was a large drift. There was one vehicle track that had backed in, but there was no evidence discarded. I got out and walked. There was no footprints past where that vehicle was parked.
Did you also check the Elk Lake Tavern?
I did. I pulled into the parking lot, and I ended up speaking to one of our deputies who was familiar with the business and said that they did not have any cameras that faced towards the roadway.
After you checked for cameras, did you search the ditches next to the field drive entrance?
Yes, I returned to the location and I checked along with Investigator Stalker and Sergeant Day the ditches. I mainly concentrated on the north side of the road leading from the field driveway up to the civil residence.
How could you forget
did you locate
me,
anything?
I did not initially until I was, my attention was drawn to a cell phone case that was on the south side of the road. When we were looking at that location, I noticed some footprints there that appeared to be barefoot or stocking foot. It was hard to tell. It looked like somebody was dragging their feet.
And what did you do anything else at the crime scene related to the body?
When the medical examiner took custody of the body, I followed them directly behind their vehicle to Olson's funeral home and escorted the body into the funeral home, and it was secured into the cooler and locked, and I took pictures of that lock. The body was never opened. It had a tab on it with a name on it on the body bag.
On March 25th of 2018, did you learn that the cell phone belonging to Alex Woodworth was missing?
Yes, I did.
And what did you do in an attempt to try to locate that phone?
I contacted Chief Derek Vold of the Independence Police Department because I knew that his canine was trained in article searches and requested his assistance. And he responded with his canine by the name of Crush, and we did an article search through that area.
Are there
And
pictures
so did
of
you
Crush?
check
We'd like
near
to see
where
Crush.
the trailer was located, or were you searching the ditches along the roadway?
We initially did the area of where the trailer was located and the trail going back to that location. There was one area of interest there where the dog had showed some interest. I checked that area and didn't locate anything. We later checked that with a metal detector and didn't locate anything either. Then we checked the ditch line between the field driveway and the Sipple residence. At that time, the water was probably 3 to 4 inches deep and running rapidly through there, and there was a lot of snow cover yet. Nothing was located at that time.
Then on March 27th of 2018, do you recall meeting with a Jason Mingle?
Yes, I do.
And was another investigator, Rod Dykes, with you at the time?
Yes.
And when you met with Mr. Mingle, did he agree to have his DNA taken?
Yes, he did.
And did you observe a buccal swab being taken of Mr. Mingle's person?
Yes, I observed Investigator Dykes take those swabs.
And what was done with the swabs after they were taken?
They were secured into evidence packaging, and then
Oh,
Investigator
yes,
Dykes
Heather,
transferred
whatever.
them back to the sheriff's office when we were done.
They
The next
sure
day,
do.
on March
Hold on a
28th
second.
of
I'll push
2018,
pause.
did you drive from
They absolutely do, because in a situation like this, well, in every in a crime, right, the body is evidence, and so the chain of custody is very important. And in order for them to ensure that nothing has been tampered with, evidence-wise, I don't even know where that came from, evidence-wise, they have to secure the evidence, and that includes the body. We're not there yet. They're bringing in the dogs, specifically Crush. I wasn't going to bring that up, Heather, whatever, because YouTube is super sensitive about about stuff like that. But I know exactly what you're talking about because I just watched it too. We'll have to have a night where we talk about that documentary that's on Hulu, that's on Showtime. All right, here we go.
from the field drive entrance
Excuse me.
where the body was located to Alex's house in Eau Claire, located at 511 Cameron Street?
Yes, we did.
And what route of travel did you take?
We took the 430th Avenue to County Highway E to Cameron Street to the residence.
Do you recall how long it took you?
Approximately 17 minutes.
And that same day, did you meet with a Jeremy Kachmer, Kachmar, at Racey's coffee shop?
Yes, he was the owner of Racey's at the time.
Why did you meet with him?
To obtain video surveillance of the business during the date of March 22nd.
And were you then provided with
There you go, Allie.
video
Now you
surveillance
can have
from the date
a
of March
real.
22nd,
Now you can
2018?
have a wrench,
Yes, it was digital, so they
so
downloaded
people
it on the
take
way
you
down there.
serious.
And did you learn that the time
And
and date
also,
on
I
the
know it
videos
makes you.
was incorrect?
I know
Yes, it's approximately
how
21
you
hours
feel
off.
about that. So
So the date shows March 23rd,
now
2018.
it's funny for me.
I guess what time would it be on March 22nd of 2018? If it was like March 23rd at 1 o'clock, would it be,
1 o'clock?
would it be March 22nd at 4 o'clock?
Yes.
You may.
I'm showing you what's been marked as Exhibit 153. Do you recognize that disc?
Yes, I do.
And what is it?
It is a disc of the video from the Racey's.
And does that disc, did you review it before coming into court today?
Yes, I did, and I placed my initials on the front.
So it's an accurate copy of the video surveillance you were provided from Jeremy Kachmer from Racey's Coffee Shop?
Yes, it is.
Move Exhibit 153 into evidence.
Is that 153 or 453?
I think it's 153.
153 is what it says on here.
Any objection to 153?
No, Judge.
Okay, 153 will be received.
May I approach?
You may.
Showing you now what's been marked as Exhibit 154. Do you recognize that disc?
Yes, I do. It's a short segment.
I
of
will,
the
babe. I
original
know.
video.
I know how you feel, babe. It's.
Did
I'm
you have
just
an opportunity
teasing.
to review it before coming into court today?
Yes, I did. I also placed my initials on that one.
As soon
Is
as
it an
Molson
accurate
comes
copy of
back,
that,
I promise.
segment from the counter view from 10:54 to 10:59 a.m.
Yes, that's correct.
And do you recall briefly what you
I
remember seeing when you viewed that disc?
That was at the time that Ezra came into the business, went up to the counter, made an order, and then she went to the back of the business, and then shortly thereafter tapped Max on the shoulder, and they left the business.
Oh,
I'd,
okay,
move Exhibit
Amelia. I'll
154 in
check it
evidence.
out.
Any objection to 154? Where 154 will be received.
And officer, is there a black device there that you can use a red button to get a red
Yes.
pointer on? I may ask you to use that while I play Exhibit 154, if I have permission from the court.
You may go ahead.
Thank you. Okay, so I have it up now. And I have it paused at 7:54:33. Are you able to use your red dot to indicate if on this video surveillance you were able to identify the defendant?
I would have to have you play
I
a
will
little bit so I could
definitely
actually
check
see
it out,
people moving.
Amelia. Is it from today though?
Yes, you can stop it there.
I mean, like, is it a
Right there's
recent
the
one?
defendant.
A recent interview, I mean.
There's no audio, so I'm going to ask you some questions. Sitting at the coffee bar to the left, the hand on the coffee cup, do you know who that is?
Okay.
Without being able to watch a longer segment of their movements, I would have difficulty saying for sure who that one is.
Let's see. I'm going to make my screen bigger so I can see. Okay, that's way better. It's very casual work clothes. I don't see anybody required to pull their hair back or anything like that. I see the two people sitting at the, I guess that's the, I don't know what you call that because looks like a bar to me, but I guess at the counter. Which one? I wonder if they're both waxing poetically or just one of them, or if it's a Dungeon and Dragons plan sesh. Oh, they're joined by a third party. Here we go.
Are you able to determine who the subject in the bottom left corner is who sat down?
That subject right there is Jason Mingle.
And do you know who the person is sitting to the, I guess, on his left?
That would be Max.
Max Martinson?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, definitely a Dungeons and Dragons planning sesh. I feel like the person that's being helped right now just totally cut in front of the other person. Maybe that's just me. I can't wait for you to do it either. Allie, I'm so excited. Hey, Vincent's missing ear. How's it going? Max 2002, good to see ya. Just giving a little narration and play-by-play on what's going on. I'm pretty sure. So at the bar we have, or the counter.
I'd like to show you what's been marked as Exhibit 155.
Oh, that's very rude.
Do you recognize that disc?
I do.
And what is it?
It is the front door view of the same segment that we just watched.
So is that the same time from 10:54 to 10:59?
Yes, it is.
And is it an accurate copy of the video you recall reviewing?
Yes, it has my initials on it.
And was there anything you were able to do to try to improve the clarity of these videos?
No.
I'd move Exhibit 155 into evidence,
For Exhibit 155 will be received.
and I'd request to publish that as well for the jury.
All right, you may.
And is that the defendant that you observed just walking in the video?
Oh, that's a
Yes,
little
it
bit
is.
better video quality. Let's see what we have here. It's a little bit hard for me to tell who's who. I'm guessing that's Ezra in her Ogres Have Layers outfit, because you know she's wearing 87 layers of clothing.
Officer, when you went to Racey's, were you able to observe, was there much more to the coffee shop, or is this pretty much it?
It's a restaurant and coffee shop. At the coffee shop, this is pretty much encompasses the whole area. The only area you can't see is right below this camera is the bathrooms.
And that person that just got up and is sitting down, do you know who that is?
You're talking this individual right here?
Yes.
That's Jason Mingle.
Oh, more Dungeons and Dragons playing or planning. I can't even talk. Maybe I should not be narrating this. Makes me kind of sad because this was his last day. You know what I mean? This is Alex's last day, and he didn't even know it, you know?
Who's
That's
that
sad.
walking past the camera?
This one right here is the defendant.
I thought there was going to be like some type of confrontation. But I guess not. There's not. What are you doing there, Ezra? Huh. It seems a little rude to do to the people sitting in those chairs right there, but okay. Oh, there goes Jason.
And during that entire time, both Exhibit 154 and Exhibit 155, did you observe the defendant speak to Jason Mingle while inside Racey's?
It did not appear that they spoke.
They approach.
You may.
I'm showing you it's been marked as Exhibit 157. What is that disc?
That is a short segment of the original one showing approximately 11:14 to 11:15.
Is that approximately 15 minutes later than the previous disc we just watched?
Yes,
And did you review that before coming into court today?
I did, and
Is it-
that's my initials on the bottom.
And is it accurate?
Yes, it is.
They move Exhibit 157.
Any objection? Okay.
I request to publish that short video for the jury.
You
Right.
may.
She could have deposited the items that she was returning onto the porch
Who do you observe
couch
entering the building?
like a normal
That's Max,
person.
and the one that was directly behind him is the defendant.
Well, we can't see that. Thank you. So rude, Madam Prosecutor. Oh, here we go. Let's see. I
Is
wish
it
they,
approximately 11:15 the defendant leaves?
Yes, it is.
Okay, thank you. And Sergeant Mayer, did you review Exhibit 153, the video surveillance from March 22nd, 2018 in its entirety?
Yes, I did.
And during that review, were there any other times you located the defendant on surveillance cameras at Racey's on March 22nd, 2018, except for those two clips that we played today?
No, I did not.
Were you able to locate Alexander Woodworth on any of the surveillance cameras on March 22nd, 2018 at Racey's?
No, I did not.
Were you able to locate Jason Mingle on the surveillance camera at any other time on March 22nd, 2018?
Yes, I did.
Can you explain for the jury what other times you saw Mr. Mingle at Racey's coffee shop that day?
I know he was in there at approximately 1:14 p.m. I believe 2:12 p.m. He was in there for a little while that time. And then he was in there again, I believe it was 3:18, but I'd have to refresh my memory to know for sure if that's correct.
I like the way he's swinging around in the chair.
So essentially
Oh,
1:14, 2:12, and 3:18 that day.
Yes.
And were you able to determine
That's an
Jason
interesting
Mingle's whereabouts
outfit of the
during
day,
afternoon
Ezra.
of March 22nd, 2018?
Yes, he was on various different cameras at different businesses and had been taking pictures with his phone during the day that we later recovered off of his phone. And I was able to verify the locations of those pictures.
And those locations were all in Eau Claire.
Yes, one being at Racey's in the bathroom, another one being behind the joint bar on Water Street.
selfies in the
And
bathroom.
did you learn if Mr. Mingle had a car or any other mode of transportation?
He had a car, however, it was disabled. I think it was last registered in 2015. And when we looked at the vehicle, it was packed full of material. He was using it as a storage area. And the tires, three of the tires were flat. Three of the tires were flat, and at least one of them was cracked to the point where it likely was not going to hold air at all because it was
Wow.
a very visible crack in the side of the tire.
And why were you looking into Mr. Mingle's whereabouts on March 22nd, 2018?
To determine if he could have been at the scene as well,
And what was your conclusion?
that he was accounted for in Eau Claire.
Did you also review some video from the Eau Claire County Courthouse?
I did.
And were you able to determine
There's
when Mr.
always
Mingle,
room for an
was at
extra
the Eau Claire
patch
County Courthouse?
rubberhead.
Yes, I believe he arrived there right around 5:14 or 5:15 p.m. and was there for a significant amount of time while he was speaking to a City of Eau Claire police officer.
After you received the surveillance video from Racey's, did you attempt to look for more surveillance videos on the route back from Eau Claire to Menomonie?
We did. The City of Eau Claire Police Department had done a video canvas of the City of Eau Claire, so we expanded and went the rest of the route along County Highway E. I located one residence that I could see had visible cameras, and I made contact with the owner there after several attempts, and they advised me that they were just fake cameras to give the appearance that they had cameras. I also located one shed that faces County Highway E in Dunn County that had cameras, and the individual that owned that told me that those cameras only operated when he was there with the generator running.
What?
And does Dunn County have any public recording devices similar to Eau Claire's milestone cameras?
There are none along County Highway E.
On February 1st of 2019, do you recall photographing the defendant's clothes along with Sergeant Jason Stalker?
Yes, I
She
do.
did, and I'll
was
tell
one of
you
the items that you
this.
photographed.
Give me just 1
a
second, because
necklace
this
and
is
bracelet.
rude.
Yes, it was.
I don't want to interrupt the testimony, but I don't know if anybody who's friends with Ezra is listening now or will listen in the future, but tell your girl that when you have a sweater like that she's wearing, you don't wear a blazer on top of it. The neck is too big. It's a bulky sweater. And if she wanted to wear if she really wanted to complete the I'm a librarian look, what she should have gotten was a tighter ribbed turtleneck and worn that. But that sweater is far too bulky with that blazer. Just FYI. Just in case anybody cares. It's just too much clothing. All right, here we go.
Do you know where it was recovered from?
That was brought to our agency by Investigator Conkey, and he obtained it from the Eau Claire Police Department.
May I approach you?
You may.
I'm showing you what's been marked as exhibit number 500. Do you recognize that item?
Yes, I do. It's the package that contains the necklace and the leather bracelet.
And if you could put on some gloves and open it. Do you have a scissors? Somewhere?
There's one up here.
Okay. And if you can just open it and not pull out the contents, just look at it while it's still in the bag.
She absolutely could. And if she really wanted to complete the look, she could go full librarian
Is
and
that,
wear the whole bun,
necklace and
not
bracelet
half
that you
a
were
bun.
photographing on February 1st, 2019?
Yes, that is the ones that we photographed.
I'd move exhibit 500 into evidence.
Any objection? Okay. Exhibit 500 will be received.
And Sergeant, if you wouldn't mind bringing that down to the table. And if you could publish those items for the jury. Oh, Your Honor, permission to publish?
Go ahead.
Thank you. Sure, yes, please.
This is the leather bracelet that we photographed.
And do the buckles appear to still work on that item?
Yes, I do.
Okay, thank you. And what is the other item in that bag?
This is the necklace that we photographed on that date.
And does the clasp appear to be in working condition?
Yes, it's still solid. It's not broken.
Okay, thank you. That's all you
Keep the
got.
items on.
Also, I'd like to show you it's been previously marked as exhibit 639. Do you
Why is he
recognize,
making that
examining
face?
That item when you took photographs on February 1st, 2019?
Yes, that was a T-shirt that we also took photographs of.
I request to publish 639 for the jury.
You may.
Sergeant, when you examined this shirt, do you recall noticing, what were your observations of the shirt?
There was what appears to be a slight slit in the shirt, and then there was a couple of spots on the shirt, but without reviewing. There was a couple of spots on the shirt, but without reviewing my report on that, I would have to see my report to refresh.
If I showed you your report, DOJ 3930, written from February 1st, 2019, would that refresh your recollection?
Yes, sir.
Does that refresh your recollection?
Yes, it does.
And so what were your observations when you examined the yellow tiger shirt?
That the shirt was quite dirty. There was a spot that appeared to be dirt on it right about where the tiger is, right in this area. And then there was a couple other spots of an unknown substance. I couldn't determine what it was by looking at it, both on the front and then one on the back of the collar.
Okay, thank you. And then later on February 25th of 2019, do you recall picking up some electronic evidence from the Chippewa Valley Regional Forensic Lab?
Yes, I do.
Was one of the items a Samsung tablet with a pink cover?
I don't recall that I could see it in its packaging, but it was item number 42, which was described as a tablet.
And did you alter the contents of any of the items you picked up in any way?
No, I picked it up. I did not open the package. I drove it back to the sheriff's office and placed it into temporary evidence storage.
Were you also asked to review a download from a Memorex flash drive that was determined to belong to the defendant?
Yes, I was.
And was there anything of evidentiary value on that?
No, it was all pictures prior to the date of the incident.
Were you also asked to review the contents of an SD card that belonged to the defendant?
Yes, I was.
And was there anything of evidentiary value on that SD card?
It was all also content prior to the date of the incident.
Where is the
I
yellow
have no
cup?
questions.
Great. Any
I
questions?
have questions. Nobody's answering.
Mr. Mayor, you executed a search warrant at Joshane Carlin's house, did you not?
I was not present for that.
You weren't there. Was that, you familiar with the investigation?
Yes, I'm familiar with the investigation.
Was it Jason Stalker who was one of the members that did that?
Yes.
You've both taken a lot of photos. You took a bunch of photos, he took a lot of photos, fair to say?
That's
don't think
actually
I
a
took
really
hardly
good
any photos
idea,
during this. I
Max
assisted
2002, and you
laying
should
out the
probably
items so he
go
could take
ahead
photos,
and
but I don't believe I took hardly any during this.
do
Photos
some
of the search
kind
warrant
of
Joshane
like
Carlin's.
trademarking
By
on
Jason
that
Stalker.
before somebody
It's not by me. I don't know which one took them for sure.
That's fair.
snatches it up, because that's actually a
Want to ask you
really
some
good
questions
idea.
about, the scene along 430th Avenue, okay?
Yep.
You were there on a day when there was a dog there, right?
Yes,
What day was that?
that was on Sunday the 25th.
Sunday the 25th?
Yes.
And on Sunday the 25th, the water was flowing along the south side of the ditch from Mr. Sippel's residence, roughly the driveway there, down towards the entrance to the field drive, correct?
Yes, it was draining out of the field and from his driveway along that ditch line.
It was a continuous flow, at least during the day when the temperatures were warm enough.
Yes,
And the water was, I think you said at least 4 inches deep,
3 to 4 is what I estimated. I didn't measure it.
and it was flowing.
It was flowing. Yes.
And at some point, the dog, did you say it was Crunch?
Crush
Crush. The dog Crush had alerted on something in the water in the south ditch, is that right?
all the way down.
Hang
at
on
the
just
end
a
by
second,
the
you guys.
Driveway, the field, or the
Ah,
driveway back to this location.
ah. Oh my gosh. Thank you, Nacho Mama. That's right. Where's the cup? I feel like I need to go like Kathy Bates in Misery at the very end when she's explaining the cliffhanger and she's like, he didn't get out of the cock-a-doodie car. You know what I want to say? I want to know where the yellow cup's at. Bad. Where's that yellow cup? It's the whole reason she went out and up into that house, because she needed that cup. Also, thank you, Nacho Mama. So sweet. I appreciate it, babe. All right. If you don't tell me about this yellow cup, it's not going to be a good night. I'm telling you right now. Getting feisty. I could feel it.
An area near the entrance to the muddy road, correct?
Yes.
All right. And eventually, basically an old key to the Bjorky gate was found, is that right?
That is correct.
Did the Crush alert on anything else along that field line or along that ditch line?
Not that I recall.
And then you came back on another day when the back of the cell phone was recovered, is that right?
The back of the cell phone was found that initial night.
So item 234 was found on what day?
That was found the initial night. It was located there,
What do you mean by the initial night? On March 22nd?
March 23rd. The initial night that I responded.
Okay, so the first time you were there, you found the back of the cell phone.
Yes.
Okay. And that is in exhibit 283 was up here by EB, is that right? Approximately?
Is there a diagram that says what each of those items means?
There is, but I can't tell you.
Okay.
So I'm just going, you have to go off your memory. Do you recall which one of the items the back of the cell phone was, A, B, or C?
Not without, I can't tell you for sure.
But that was found on the night of the 23rd, you said, right?
Yes.
You made a report about your recovery of that, did you not?
My initial report does state that we located that and there was the footprints.
Did you make another report, sir?
Yes.
The report is DOJ 184 through DOJ 188, which I'm showing you now. Is that fair to say?
Yes.
And the date on that report begins on actually March 24th. Is that right?
Yes, that's a typo on my part. That should be the 23rd.
Okay, so your report is wrong, but your memory is that it's on the 23rd.
Yes.
Okay, and on the 23rd, you say you were there doing this work. You were informed by, you know who Sergeant Day is?
Yes.
And Sergeant Day, so you found the back of the cell phone prior to finding the vehicle?
No.
You know what day the vehicle was found?
March 23rd is my recollection.
Okay, and so you showed up after the vehicle was found. It was that same evening?
Yes. It might have been the early morning hours when the phone
Okay.
was found. I don't know the exact time.
And
Oh,
let me ask
here
you
we
this.
go
The
with
report
the,
says on
thank
March
you,
24th,
Vincent.
I
More
was off
poster
duty at
board.
7:30 PM and I was contacted by Sergeant Rich Day. Is that right?
That's what my report does say, yes.
Okay, and what you're saying is it's accurate other than it's March 23rd, not March 24th, correct?
Yes, my day was off in there.
Okay, and so you would agree on March 23rd at 7:32 PM, it's dark out, correct?
Yes.
I got
And it
you,
was the
Sam.
day after March 23rd, after it was dark, the next day, when you searched the lines, you found the cell phone. Agreed?
It was still dark out when we were walking that ditch line when we found the back of the cell phone.
Okay, and it was the back of the cell phone that Sergeant Day informed you had been run over by some kids biking, is that right?
Yes.
So some kids were out there biking near the crime scene in the dark on this evening?
He had made that observation when he arrived on scene. I didn't make that observation.
Okay, but you, all right, we'll ask the Sergeant Day about that. Thank you. You observed foot tracks though eventually, correct?
Yes.
And the foot tracks that you're talking about are in the shoulder area on the south side of 430th Avenue. Agreed?
Yes.
And those foot tracks that you observed led you to conclude that it looked like the person was dragging their feet a lot. Is that right?
They were long drag marks.
Okay. And by long drag marks, it appeared as if the distinct toe marks, as in the person was not picking up their feet as high as they would, and when they pulled it forward, it drug along the ground, correct?
Yes.
You, and did you take photographs of those foot marks and where the tracks show that somebody's foot is dragging along there?
Sergeant Stucker, I believe, took those photographs.
Okay. And did you observe those photos?
I didn't look at them afterwards, no.
Okay. But what you remember seeing on that day is foot marks for the feet dragging through the sand, right?
Yes.
You've had many different tasks in this investigation. Is that fair to say?
Yes, it did.
One of your tasks was, well, you're familiar with the journals that were recovered from Alex Woodward's house, is that right?
Yes.
You're familiar with the books that have been, some of the books that have been recovered from, you're familiar that books were recovered, agreed?
Familiar with books that they were recovered.
That's not your type of reading material, agreed?
That's correct.
And so one of the things that you were asked to do was to reach out to a philosophy professor about the journals in those books, is that right?
Objection, relevance.
Goes to relevance, I can tie it up, or we can talk on the side.
Overruled. Again, I'm assuming you're not
I'm not getting
diving in at
content.
this point.
Not
All
getting
right,
the
go ahead.
But you were assigned to contact a philosophy professor, correct?
I was.
And as part of that, you gave the philosophy professor information, is that right?
Yes.
You gave the philosophy professor, for lack of a better term, Alex's journals, right?
Yes.
And you also gave the philosophy professor a defense motion, is that right?
I did not give him that, no.
You're aware that the philosophy professor received a defense motion,
Objection,
correct?
relevance.
Goes to credibility, bias, I can tie it up if you're.
I'm overruled. This is cross-examination.
You were aware that the philosophy professor was provided with a defense counsel motion, correct?
I was made aware of that, yes.
You were made, in the defense motion was information about what the defense said happened out on that muddy road. Agreed? For lack, I don't want content, but just in broad strokes, it's essentially what the defense says happened out on that muddy road, correct?
Honestly, I didn't have enough time prior to that to read all of it, so I don't know exactly what was over there.
You don't know who provided the philosophy professor with the defense motion.
I don't know for sure, no.
Do you know who Dr. Tillotson is?
No, I do not.
You're involved in the investigation in this matter, and you don't know who he is?
I'm not familiar with that name, no.
Okay. Do you know if, so you wouldn't know whether anybody from the prosecution team gave Dr. Tillotson the defense motion, which laid out everything that the defense says happened around that muddy road?
Objection, relevance?
Hey,
That's the
Aussie girl
bias of the-
Jen.
I'm gonna overrule.
You don't know whether the prosecution team gave that information to him, do you?
No, I don't.
Nothing else.
Okay, any redirect?
Hold on a
Did you
second,
find
I'll
the back
fix
of the cell
it.
phone?
I was not the one that discovered it, no.
Okay, nothing else.
All right, any recross based on one question?
Nothing.
All right, thank you. Sergeant Mayor, right?
Yes.
Okay, I believe that you are free to go.
Why is
So
it
have a
not?
good day, sir. Does the defense have any other, the prosecution have any other witnesses today?
He'll take longer than 10 minutes, that's for
Well,
sure.
how long do you think you'll take?
I don't know why it's not showing for you guys. Hold on.
Half hour, 45 minutes?
No, we have a couple jurors that need to get out. by
Because
five.
it's still,
Okay, well, okay,
Playing.
we have some things to do after the jury leaves for the day, so I
And
think
it
this is a good
says-
spot then to let the jury go
well,
for the
it
day.
doesn't even
And,
matter because it's done
Yeah, I
anyways.
want to remind all.
That was that. It's all done. So there. I guess this is why I don't like chatting on StreamYard, because when you do, StreamYard has like whatever you call it, like quick keys or whatever, and I always forget about those whenever I start typing, and it does all kinds of craziness. So I don't know why it wasn't sharing, because there's not an overlay selected. That's weird. But anyway, that's all there was to the Racey's situation. I don't I told you guys this was going to be like a quickie one, because hold on. You know, I wanted to make sure that we got done in plenty of time for everybody, for us to talk, and then, you know, that way we could talk but have still time to get over to Allegedly with Brittany J's channel so that we can support Molson Man. I mean, I think tomorrow night, thank you, Nacho Mama. I think tomorrow night, I know tomorrow night will be more interesting because we're going to be doing a lot tomorrow night. Because tomorrow night I'm going to do like the highlights of the forensic testimony, and you guys know how I roll. I always find like the weirdest, most minute detail of testimony, forensic testimony in particular, like fascinating. However, I'm going to not think about me and think about you and the questions that you guys have asked, the comments, the stuff that we've talked about. So then I'll cover, then we'll get hopefully some answers. So to answer you, Chick, after I do after tomorrow night, which is all the like DNA footprint, blah, 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 all the forensics, right? Friday night is when I'm going to do it. And understand, Ezra is a commitment. Her testimony. It's 8 parts. Each part is a little over an hour long. Hi, Alice. Please get down. Yeah. So it's going to be a commitment because, you know, obviously, her direct testimony is going to be a lot. And then, you know, the cross-examination is going to be a lot. And, you know, there's going to be redirect, and, you know, there's going to be recross. So it's definitely, yes, Kezchik. I'm sorry, babe. I forget that you guys are from the future over there in Australia. So, yes, your Saturday. I'm going to start Friday night here. So 9 Eastern. And we'll just Yes, Friday, so Momo can be here. Yes. Absolutely. So I wanted to, just make sure that because I think we're going to have a lot to talk about with Ezra. You know what I mean? Like, I think there's going to be like a lot of pauses. I'm going to have commentary. I mean, you guys are all familiar with my brand. I mean, look, I even make commentary out of the police officer here swinging in his chair. So, it's just kind of how I roll. Right. 8 days of Ezra. Cement shoes. It's hot. So stay hydrated. We're going to have to, and, what I'll do too is I'll drop the link too on Ezra nights. And I want you guys to be part of it too. So I'll drop the link, and if you guys want to come up on panel and comment with me, you're more than welcome. And because this is the part we've all been waiting for, right? I mean, obviously it's important to know what they had against her forensically. So that way I want this to be, this is what we've waited for, right? And we want to hear what she has to say for herself, Ezra. So yeah. I'm going to drop the link for everybody so everybody can have a turn and we can all discuss as a family this Ezra situation. Every time I say her name, I always think of that Vine. You ashy, you lumpy, you dusty. You got eczema? I always think of that Vine. And then that Vine makes me think of, hey, you made me drop my croissant. I miss Vine. So, all right. That's what we're going to do. I want to thank you guys all. Was just going to be a quickie. I want to thank everybody for being here. I want to thank Nacho Mama and Sam and Allie. Let me take Allie's wrench so she's not upset with me later. Be like, take my wrench. But I want to thank you guys all for being here. I'm going to drop allegedly with Brittany J's link one more time. So you guys can all go over there and check out and support Molson Man. I love you too, Mo. I do. And I love you, Nacho Mama. I meant to say Nacho Mama. And then here comes Mo. I'm here too, just listening. So now I got my I love yous all messed up, calling out wrong names. I'm sorry. But I'll see you guys tomorrow night, and I'll see y'all in the chat over at Brittany's. All right. All right, y'all. Good night.